Alright, let's dive into something that's got the tech and finance worlds buzzing, SpaceX's first ever earnings report. And let me tell you, it's a wild ride. Here's the hook, SpaceX's revenue nearly doubled, but their spending. It skyrocketed by over 550%. Yeah, you heard that right. So, what does this mean? Is SpaceX on the brink of something revolutionary, or are they just burning cash faster than a Falcon 9 burns fuel? Let's break it down. First off, SpaceX isn't just a rocket company anymore. They're a space giant with fingers in multiple pies, Starlink, AI compute power, and even social media with X. Personally, I think this diversification is both their strength and their Achilles heel. On one hand, it positions them as a multifaceted tech powerhouse. On the other, it raises the question, are they spreading themselves too thin? I mean, building rockets is hard enough, but adding AI data centers and global internet coverage. That's a whole other level of complexity. Now, let's talk Starlink. This is the one part of SpaceX that's actually making a profit, $1.6 billion in the second quarter. Elon Musk claims it could eventually operate most of the world's internet. Bold statement, right? But if you take a step back and think about it, Starlink's satellite-based internet could be a game-changer for the billions of people without reliable connectivity. What many people don't realize is that this isn't just about streaming Netflix in rural areas, it's about bridging the digital divide on a global scale. That's huge. But here's where it gets interesting. SpaceX's AI business lost $1.2 billion on $2.5 billion in revenue. Yeah, that's a massive loss. Musk is going all in on AI, betting that their compute power will be a major revenue driver. From my perspective, this is a high-risk, high-reward play. AI is the future, no doubt, but it's also a crowded field with deep-pocketed competitors like Google and Amazon. What this really suggests is that SpaceX is playing the long game, investing heavily now to dominate later. But will it pay off? One thing that immediately stands out is Musk's optimism. He's predicting $1 trillion in revenue by 2030, a year earlier than he thought just 6 weeks ago. That's Elon Musk for you, always shooting for the stars. But here's the kicker. Despite these bold claims, SpaceX's stock fell nearly 9% after the earnings report. Why? Well, investors are skeptical. They see the massive spending, the losses in key segments, and they're not convinced. In my opinion, this disconnect between Musk's vision and Wall Street's reaction is fascinating. It's like two different realities colliding. What makes this really interesting is how SpaceX is treating its AI investments. Wendy Savannarath from Care Partners pointed out that they're treating AI spending as a running cost, expecting it to pay for itself within a year. That's a bold strategy, but it's also a risky one. If it works, SpaceX could become an AI infrastructure giant with a space business attached, as Matt Britzman from Hargreaves Lansdowne put it. But if it doesn't? Well, that's a lot of money down the drain. Here's a detail I find fascinating. Musk said, data centers are a trivial problem compared to making reusable rockets. That's classic Elon, downplaying the challenges of one massive endeavor by comparing it to another. But is he right? Building data centers is no small feat, especially at the scale SpaceX is planning. This raises a deeper question. Is Musk underestimating the complexity of these new ventures, or is he just confident in their ability to execute? Finally, let's talk about the bigger picture. SpaceX is operating in a world where tech giants are pouring billions into AI and space. They're not just competing with traditional aerospace companies, they're up against the likes of Google, Amazon, and even nations. What this really suggests is that SpaceX is part of a larger trend, the convergence of space, AI, and global infrastructure. If you take a step back and think about it, this isn't just about rockets or satellites, it's about reshaping the future of humanity. So, here's my closing thought. SpaceX's earnings report isn't just a financial snapshot, it's a window into their audacious vision for the future. Are they overreaching, or are they the only ones bold enough to tackle these challenges? Personally, I think it's a bit of both. But one thing's for sure, whether they succeed or fail, SpaceX is going to be a fascinating story to watch. What do you think? Are they the future, or just a high-flying experiment? Let me know in the comments below.